Hi everyone, welcome back to the Rusty Plastic channel, and if you're new here, welcome. Grab a coffee and a couple of biscuits, because this is part 3 of the Rappenschlepper Ost, building and painting the interior. And this all goes together reasonably well, it's just my fat fingers couldn't really get it to work properly, but we got there in the end. That's the top of the engine cover going on. Obviously this is right next to the driver's seat, so it's, I would have thought on the eastern front this was the ideal place to sit, because I bet it got really toasty warm in there. So you can see I've done the majority of it there. The chair's quite fragile, but it does work. There's a cushion to go on top of that, or a seat cover. The next thing are the controls. Now, the one bit I normally hate in a vehicle is the steering wheel, but thankfully this just has two levers that control independently the two separate tracks. They go together quite well, and that just slots into its place on the base. So that's the floor done. It's gone together quite nicely actually. 3 different levers in there, the foot pedals. This is the body. Not much to it, just a small dashboard. And then the doors. One of them I've left the window open, and the other one's got a window in. And then the back. Right, time for some paint, I think. So everything's been base coated in matte black, and now I'm using Dunkelgelb just to paint the surfaces. Several thin layers, but trying to get a good coverage. And this is that AK interactive 3rd generation acrylic. Goes down really nicely. It is thinned with acrylic thinner. It's reasonably thin, but lots of thin layers, and it covers really well. So you can see we ended up with a really nice covering, really consistent colour. So now it's time to weather and to get it a bit rusty. It wouldn't be the Rusty Plastic channel without making some plastic rusty. So I'll start by chipping, using just a dark brown colour, and if you've seen my videos before, you'll know that I like to do it with wire wool rather than sponge. So I just think you get nicer, finer, small chips. And if you haven't watched my previous videos, why not? So the next stage in my process is using rust coloured enamel, again from AK Interactive. I just put this onto the, not all of the chips, but onto some of the larger ones, and I quite like it diffusing through the smaller ones as well, so just putting on quite a reasonable amount, and then this will all get blended with some thinners afterwards. So now with some odourless thinners, I'm just going to blend the dark rust in. If you like what I'm doing, then please feel free to contribute to the channel. There's a link to my Buy Me a Coffee account in the description to this video. All money donated will help me buy more models and be able to make more content like this, so anything will be really gratefully received. Thank you. The next step is just to repeat this process but using a light orange coloured rust enamel paint. This just gives a bit more variety and a bit more texture. Whenever you look at rust, it does vary in colour depending on how rusty it is and what sort of stage of rusting it is. And again, I find that this colour is really good at diffusing through the desert yellow. So you'll see me put it on places where there aren't necessarily any large chips, as if the rust is coming through from underneath the paint. Once this is dry to the touch, I can just go over and blend it in with some odourless thinners. It's quite a satisfying job. It really brings out the texture and the colour in the model by doing this. So that's the rust effects done on the parts for the interior of the cab. I think they've come out really nicely. You can see there how it's all diffused and blended in really nicely. So I'm really happy with those. Now the colours haven't really come out brilliantly on my video camera, so here are some photos I took with my phone. Okay, leaving the cab for a minute, let's move on to the rear cargo bay. Now, although it's nicely moulded, but I just felt it lacked a bit of texture. So I took a wire brush and just brushed the surface just to try and give a bit of wood grain to all the planks in the making up the flat area and the vertical sides as well, on the inside and outside. It seemed to work really well. The proof will be when you come to paint it though, but it seemed to work really well. It obviously did something, because there's quite a sizable pile of dust that I dragged out. Okay, onto the construction of the cargo area. So this all went together really well. No problems at all fitted really nicely. There are some photo etch parts that I've put on there, and then if anyone knows what these are, please let me know in the comments, because I really can't work it out what's hung on the side of this thing. They're not spare tracks, but they look quite similar. But yeah, if anyone knows, please let me know. That'll do for this episode, I think. Thanks for joining me. Let me know how you think I'm getting on. And please don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss anything. Thank you. Bye.